welcome back, Alejandro, to the meeting. Welcome everyone to this meeting of Aquadac. So to catch everybody up, we've switched to a new format where we're doing mastermind, and we're providing sort of incentive for being here through a participation NFT. But as always, the real incentive is our own personal growth. We're showing up here for ourselves. Not only that, we're showing up here for each other. And it's my belief, it's our belief at Aquarius Academy, that when we focus on a shared desire, the effect is not additive, it's not multiplicative, it's actually exponentially growing us towards that. So today we're here to focus on flow and focus. I said the word. We're here to focus on focus and flow. So we're going to go around in a circle, and we're going to share what sort of tools, what sort of techniques, whether those are physical techniques like yoga, whether those are mental techniques like mantra, or whether those are spiritual techniques like meditation. So yeah, welcome back, Alejandro. Do you want to give us a quick look into the life of Alejandro before we get started?
Sorry, yeah, like Olio, my little dog, has like an infection on his ear. So he's like have like how can I say it, like when it's like itchy, like rascarse.
Yeah,
So he's hurting his ear. So he got blood and things like that. So I was like with the doctors there, like, that's why I was kind of busy, but I'm pretty good. I'm working a lot on on the concert and on the projects. I think like it's like the first time that I am like that serious with the music, with understand the industry, with understand how to manage like big events and things like that. So it's been good. It's something that is like putting me closer to God. Like I'm trying. Like despite this difficult because there's a lot of stress, a lot of money around, a lot of responsibility. At the same time, it's something like if you can like overcome that or go through that, then you connect more with God because you are like manifesting and using your creativity potential to materialize dreams is what I'm trying to say. But it's like
yeah.
that. That's my
It's like letting go and letting it in God's hand.
yeah. But working
Awesome.
hard.
Good,
It,
good. I'm
it's
glad to hear that.
but
And I know it's been stressful because we've been talking, so I'm always wishing you the best and hoping you're less stressed and all those good things. And I'm sure it'll be a great concert and worth it when it's all over.
hell yeah, bro. Thank you.
Cool. So let's get started. Who would like to go first?
Mm, I missed like the last meeting. I don't know if you got like any updates or like what
Well,
it's
we did
like.
put a video, but we did the mastermind format, and we talked about different kinds of content creation. It was actually really good. Rosemary shared a lot, which was really cool. So yeah, we talked about Canva, about a lot of different AI tools and things like that. So yeah, you're welcome to check out that. And then I don't know if you missed it, but yes, we're talking about flow, we're talking about focus. So like different tools to focus and flow. If nobody wants to go first, I'm happy to go first. But last call if somebody has a burning.
Okay, okay. Now I understand. Well, I found a tool. Like, can I start?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You're on.
Yeah, I found a tool that is really good. It's called Asana. I don't know if you have heard about that.
Mhm. I have, yeah.
Yeah, so basically Asana is like a really good planner and platform where you can organize like your time with your team, like it has like a calendar, and also like uh, you can connect, like and have meetings there, and it's of things to do, like from different perspectives, like the business, but then also rehearse like the music, but make the video, blah 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 blah. So I think that it's really useful when you got like a lot of tasks in different areas to do, but also like to have a really good flow with your team and know like in which moment you need to focus in which task, so it's a really good one. I really like it, and I think like like focus and flow, it's also related with the know how to delegate, and this platform or different tools uh, like this can help you to delegate, to distribute like the responsibility and energy of each project. So that's like my recently new tool that I'm applying for all of these concerts and yeah, projects.
Awesome, man. That's cool. I wrote it down. I'll definitely share it. I've heard of it before, but I've never used it. So I'll definitely take more of a look. Anything else, or do you want to pass it on to somebody else?
No, I think that at the moment it's okay. Like
You want to pick somebody?
I want to hear about Karelia because I heard that she was like with a really good workflow or something like that, but I was with the dog, so I couldn't like understand really well. So I would like to pass it to Karelia.
All right. Is that yeah, I'm not with it. Well, yeah, I think I'm checking Asana now, and it seems like it's for teams, right? So I guess it's a collaborative management tool, something like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's really related with teams. Yeah, I mean you
nice.
can use it like personal, of course it works, but
Okay.
part of the yeah, like like the benefits of the platform is like that you can work like with a really good workflow with your team, so it's good
Yeah,
for teams.
it makes sense. Yeah. I think one friend is using it actually. I think I've heard about it before. And yeah, I'm not for my work is usually I'm trying to you know, I guess programming where to put my attention in, and sometimes what it's what is really taking this sort of flow energy, it's the fact that sometimes we need to choose priorities of where to put our energy in certain projects. I think that's a very challenging part for myself when I have to be like, oh, okay, do I put these months, or in this month I put more energy into promoting my sessions or into the other classes I have, or into just, I don't know, something specifically personal because it's actually, really triggering something else. So it's it's for me, it's sometimes it's a matter of really finding and feeling this intuition on where to put our attention on, and as well as, I guess, uh, trying to manifest what we need at the moment as well, because yeah, if I need money, obviously, yeah, I can work on myself, but obviously I need to also put some priority and attention into some of this work and to trying to make some income from there. So uh basically, that's the most thing. I don't think there is any tool for that, I guess, rather than just I guess sometimes perhaps meditating or taking a moment to pause and just deciding where to put my attention. But right now, I guess what this opportunity I have with the Skillshare is sort of influencing, I guess, where to put my attention in these sessions as well. and also I think it's also very strong for me. It's like I'm keep receiving many signals of, oh, work on this, to put a bit more of your energy into this. So that's what I've been doing. I'm using Gumroad as well, as Douglas is doing, to put my content there and to monetize individually from there, all besides from a Skillshare as well, and creating these freebies and also giving away all this I guess you know knowledge that people can appreciate, and find useful in a way that, oh, if I'm getting this much from this person, they sort of get that different sort of trust, and they can follow you up in certain directions. And I think that's what has been happening. Happened with this with a woman, and then she reached out to me. She found an solution, and she reached out to me to get another stuff and and some things like that. And also another person that's been looking to working with different services and stuff like that. So I guess it's a matter of just organizing. And I'm not particularly. Wait one sec. Let me just recheck on what is focus. Yeah, okay. Or focus. And right now, for example, I'm taking this time when I'm here with a computer and stuff to focus on scheduling certain projects. So for me, it's what I'm planning to do right now is to schedule all the content for November, and to create all some of the stuff. I already have it. I have all the tools and all the resources just to plan it out and put it, and just have a very few that I need to create from scratch. So I think that's the also the other thing that I've been trying to do, really, really conscious of. It's like not putting myself too much of the work that I have to do from scratch. Just have to do certain ones that are obviously definitely need to be done from zero, but also recycle a lot of the other stuff that I already have and adapt it in a way that I can show myself some credibility regarding certain topics of subjects that I related to my sessions, for example. So right now I'm just seeing which sort of reels maybe adapt to certain subjects, so I can share it and then give this image or that is related to certain aspects, so people will remember, or people that find my Instagram or stuff like that can get a quick idea of what is this person sharing and what I'm gonna expect from her in the future. So with that, I can later on say, oh, here I can help you with the session regarding just I don't know, limiting beliefs, and then just if people will like, oh, maybe, yeah, I heard this is related to that, so it's easier for me to create that credibility. Right now at the moment, I think I'm focusing very, very much on that, and from that sort of value, I'm creating all the other, I'm planning the other steps that I have to take in order to fit and this pillar, for example. So it's so that's what I'm planning to do, because once I get to Spain, it's gonna be a much different story, I guess. And it's I'm taking it slow at the same time, trying to schedule all this content now that I haven't done this before, and now consciously taking the time to do it. So to see how it goes, to see if it already works. Because in the past, in my mind, I was, oh, maybe it will work, maybe it will bring me this or that. But then I haven't tested, so I don't know if it's worth it, or maybe it's not, And I need to try something different. So I'm just trying November, see how it works, and then if it's working, and I'm getting more followers, or I'm getting more subscriptions on these freebies that I'm putting out and everything, then I need to, I have a base on another step to build the next month. So that's pretty much, I think, what I have to share regarding this. I don't know if it's valuable or not, but yeah, and just using Google Docs to put all my stuff and my captions and linking the stuff, which is very old school, I guess. And I'm scheduling my posts directly from the app, from Instagram, in my phone, because there is some other stuff that you can schedule from using other apps, but I have trouble in the past, and I don't know, unless I try new ones. I'll have to check on new ones right now, but so far the scheduling directly from the app is working good. It has worked for me before, so I just rather do it from there and then have it planned. That's it. I will choose Joe space Wrangler Joe.
Hey, okay. So, I know we talked about Asana, and are we still focusing on our technology and how we're utilizing it for what we're doing?
So it's basically like it's however you want to take it under the theme of focus and flow. So if you want to just talk about like your yoga routine in the morning and how that helps you, that's fine. If you want to talk about the apps that you use to help you focus, that's fine. I try to set like boundaries, but not tell you where to go within those boundaries. So if you want to do tech, that's great. If you want to talk anything that helps you focus and flow.
Very cool. Okay, focus and flow. Apparently, I wasn't focused on that and was flowing the wrong way. Sorry about that. Well, I'll just real quickly talk about Asana because I have used Asana quite extensively in the past, and it can be a really useful tool. I've used it with different teams that I've worked with in the past on different projects, and it can be adapted. One of the guys I was working with was just pushing it to its limit. Literally running an entire company through it was, and then would complain that it was having issues. I was like, man, you do whatever. You're really pushing this software. It's doing great for you. Calm down. But yeah, so I like Asana. And I also I wasn't a big fan of Google Calendar before that, but it connects directly to Google Calendar, and it kind of forced me to get into the Google Calendar thing. I have noticed for me, for flows, just old school style lists in the morning, right? So I'll make coffee in the morning, and I'll be like, especially when you have like a lot of things to do, like a combination of a list and a calendar works good because there's some things that you obviously can't do in that day, and you don't want them cluttering up your list to throw you off and get you distracted. So what I'll do is usually on the day, I'll figure out the things that I need to accomplish, and I will create a little list with little bubbles next to each one. And then I'll go through that list. As soon as I'm done, I usually make it while I'm drinking my coffee in the morning or the night before. But either way, in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee, I'll number that list in rank of priority. And sometimes, as far as priority goes, some things will jump higher on the priority list. The guy I was building the tree with kind of rammed something in my head, and I've been like, that he's right, and I should do that. And it's basically like anything that you have to do that takes under a minute, around 30 seconds, do it now. Just stop whatever you're doing, do that little piddly stuff immediately, because why not, right? And that has really helped me. Yeah. And so then as far as flow goes, yeah, I'll set myself little timers. Alexa has been very helpful for me with that. I call her computer. And for instance, I work with a person who is making coloring books, but they don't have great artistic skill, but they've been utilizing AI to make imagery and different stuff. But then they're like, it's got all these problems, you know what I mean? And if you're good at Photoshop, it's not hard to just fix those simple little problems pretty quickly. But being an artist and enjoying doing things like that, it's very easy to get into like a meditative state and spend way too much time, right? And if you're working for yourself, that's no problem because you're an artist and you love it and this is what you're doing. But if you're charging a client for your time and you're off in la la land making sure you have the perfect curve on this one thing or whatever, it's really not fair to the client, right? Because you're off in la la land. So I utilize my Alexa to, like, let's say I got to do a certain number within an hour. I'll say, okay, set me a reminder for 10 minutes, and it really helps me to focus. And it's like, if I give myself 12 minutes per or whatever, I'll maybe set it for 8 or 10. So then I'm like, okay, you still have a couple minutes at the end. But that's something I do for my flow, just to keep me on track when I'm doing stuff like that. And then, yeah, focus. I, oh man, I mean, I think coffee really helps me, to focus on what I need to do. And yeah, just reminders, I think are the top two things. So there's my focus and flow contributions, guys.
The Alexa advice is really good. I have an Alexa in my house and I never use it. And wow, I discovered, like, when you were talking about Alexa, I was like, wow, I should use that.
Nice, cool. I thought about you this weekend, buddy. I was doing stage technician, basically stagehand for Bomba Estéreo at the Dia de los Muertos event at the Hollywood Cemetery. It was pretty cool.
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, they do it at the Hollywood Cemetery, and it is awesome, man. It was crazy.
That it's on November 2nd though, isn't it? I guess they did it early.
Yeah, because the weekend, it's like they do like a day thing and they have all the local dancers, everyone, not everyone, but there's like hundreds of altars that are built by different community members. They give out like 20 grand in prizes to the best altars, and the costumes are just insane. And yeah, it's cool.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a big prize. I would definitely dress up for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go next. Thank you all. Yeah, so before I go, I wanted to talk about, like, specifically Corellia, specifically recycling content. I've been using Opus Pro, which I believe I mentioned last time, but I want to mention it again because, like, it just makes recycling content for, like, social media ridiculously easy. You don't even have to, like, what it does is you put a video in, and you can even just do a YouTube link, and it'll automatically, like, generate you shorts that are already captioned, right? So, like, and to be honest with you, I've just, like, been doing it for all my emails, so I never really ran out of free trials. But the free trial is pretty generous. It's like 90 minutes of video, so you could make, like, all the videos for your to promote a course on a free trial. And the AI does its best job to try to pick interesting things. So it's opus.pro. Definitely worth checking out. All right, so I'm super glad I went last because, like, I totally wasn't going to share this at all until Space Wrangler Joe, like, was sharing his things, and I'm thinking, like, why did I not think of this? This is like the one thing I use to run my life that I haven't really seen anyone else doing something exactly like this. So one thing about me is I have a lot of projects, and I'm always kind of bouncing forth between different projects. And if you kind of look at my life, it's like, how am I managing all these different things? It almost seems like it's too much. Well, this is exactly how I manage my life. I have a Scrivener document Scrivener is a something to write screenplays, right? So when I was 13 years old, I decided I was going to write a screenplay, and I downloaded this app called Scrivener to help me write that screenplay. My rice is not going well. My rice is burning. Anyway, so basically what Scrivener does is it organizes text files. In the last few years, we've seen something called, it's not called Emerald, it's called Obsidian, I believe. And Obsidian is a markdown editor that's very similar to this. Well, this has existed for a long time before that. And what I do is I basically, I have years. So I started this particular format in 2021. Before that, I was just like writing out my days with sort of little to-do lists like Joe has, but now I actually organize it into months and into years so that I can quickly like look at all of October. And it's not loading, but I can usually just click in and see like all of October. So sometimes this ends up being just like a scratch pad. Like, so message to Airbnb lady. This looks like, okay, so that was this, I don't know what that was. That was a story about when I went to the volcano. So yeah, so I use it as a scratch pad, but like, for example, yesterday is a good example of how I try to use it. So I write like headings, which are the main like projects, and then I'll do the exact things that I need to do for the project. Like I said, I also use this as a scratch pad, and that helps me because I don't have to think about formatting, right? So when we're typing something, even like an Instagram description, or even like an article on Medium, what tends to happen is you get distracted by the formatting. You get distracted by saying, this is a heading, I want to add this image. But for me, my workflow works better when I can just jump in here. There's even like a focus mode, so like you can make it go full screen. I don't know if that, yeah, that didn't work. Anyway, so the focus mode allows you to like just really focus on that. Let me see if that works. Yeah, okay, so now you can see like kind of like the focus mode. So yeah, not to beat the dead horse, but that's what I do. And then also, in addition to like my daily goals, I have what I call the working, like I have a working text or like a working folder. And this is what I drag from month to month. So like I create a new month, and then I sort of like throw all the old month stuff behind it. And then every once in a while, usually at the beginning of a cycle, I'll like go through and I'll like look at every single day and be like, okay, what did I completely forget that I want to bring into this new month? And then on my like working text, I have like the different projects. So X party, I was brainstorming political issues. So this is the prompt I used to do the political issues. Kind of like examining like what are our plants, what's our numerology for X party and things like that. Then like just sorry, it's not very it should be way more organized. But yeah, like this is the Aquarius Academy folder. So this is like all the different brainstormings and things like that I have for Aquarius Academy, for CXC, everything like that, managing grant applications, everything like that. So this is like an extremely manual way to do things. Oh man, I'm sorry, I wasn't sharing. I apologize. I thought that last part was sharing the screen. But yeah, so basically I have, I'll do this super quick. Just to show this working text, I have the working text that I drag from month to month, and then I have specific projects, and those specific projects have, folders and things like that I don't want to lose, things like the branding, managing grant applications and stuff like that. So that's the thing that I wasn't going to mention. So the things that I were going to mention with my flow, the truth is like I'm not very good at getting into I'm not very good at meeting my own expectations on how productive I believe I should be. But at the same time, I'm a person that sort of demands a lot out of myself. So how I sort of meet in the middle is I try to get into routines, and routines are something that absolutely helps me 100%. One of the biggest routines I have is to make sure that the dishes are done either before bed or in the morning. And then sort of like have like a break time that I sort of make sure, I'm not very good at keeping things clean. Crowley can attest to that. But there are certain things that I want to have in a good order so that I can continue my day. The tool I've been using is Pomodoro technique, and I've been using it sort of off and on for maybe about a year. And what that is it allows you to set a timer, and then you work for 25 minutes. And then after that, you have to take a 5-minute break, right? So the idea is like you're more productive when you take breaks. So I have this little Pomodoro app on my phone, and then all I have to do is like click the button and it starts the timer. And then whenever it's time to take a break, it shows me. So then it sort of like forces you to take breaks. Also, you have like a visual representation of how much time you have left to do the certain task. So it's like I find myself kind of like rushing towards the end, which kind of doesn't sound like a positive thing, but it actually does make me more productive because I realize when I'm getting stuck in like making this perfect curve, as Joe was talking about. So yeah, besides that, what I wanted to say is like I think it's super important to have hobbies that you incorporate throughout your day, to have like some sort of physical, some sort of like mental or creative hobby that challenges yourself, and some sort of like spiritual hobby to help sort of like reset and clear your energies. So for me, like I have a lot of, I guess, intellectual hobbies. Like I love to program. I love to just learn about things and stuff like that. But I also have a physical hobby, which I do every single day, and that is I spin a wooden staff. So like Alejandro actually has my main staff in Colombia. So this is my replacement staff. This is what I've been using I go out and I spin my staff every day. So yeah, that's my sort of my focus and my flow tips. In order to focus, I accept that I'm unfocused. I accept my limitations, and I use lists that I sort of keep track of and go back to. And then for flow, like I just try to break things up. I try not to go too deep, because that's something I can do is I can just sit there and work, and especially with programming, I can really be there for 6 hours and not take care of my body and things like that. So I try to set breaks, and then finally like to have that those different hobbies, particularly something physical. I never got into a yoga routine, but for me, spinning the stick has been a big help. So that's what I got. And now, since we all went, let's take some time to ask questions, follow up with advice, kind of like I did with the tool for Corellia. The floor is open.
Yeah, the Pomodoro technique that you're talking about, like it's very popular, right? And I guess I'm instead of doing that, but more like without any timer or anything like you guys are doing. I guess for me it's a bit more like setting different milestones throughout the day, and then working on it and finding a point. Obviously that's the hard part because sometimes I need to finish this and then I will take the pause, but then it's like actually being conscious, and I think I have improved on that because today I took 2 breaks and it really helped a lot. And also the motivation for taking the break, besides it's the hobby that you're talking about. For me, it's like going and cooking something good that we want to eat, or just go out in a walk and and get something that I've been wanting to buy or something like that. I don't know. And it's definitely grateful, but yeah, for me I guess it feels more natural, I guess, that without the timer, because I have used the timer before and it gets me really anxious and I don't like to work under pressure, I guess. So for me, it's like, oh, I need to say myself, okay, that's enough. And I don't have to finish this. And then I'll go and talk to someone or just, do something else and then come back and then continue and finding those limits, by myself. And I guess it's that's the flow. Also, find something that makes you laugh also works a lot. So if you I don't know, sometimes calling my parents and just talking about some nonsense with them, or just a friend that you can talk to and then just laugh for a bit, or just put something that on a video or something that makes you laugh. I think it also resets certain parts of your brain or somehow, and then it feels like, okay, life is just simple, don't just too complicated, and then it starts again. That's also really good. It works for me to get into the flow again, to reset, and then see the text that I wrote before not making any sense, and then it's easier to recognize what to improve on what you have done in the past 30 minutes, for example. Yeah.
Yeah, and we really do need those fresh eyes, and that's what you lose out on whenever, you just try to go too hard. Like, especially with programming, it's so easy to spend an hour on something that, like, if you just leave and come back, you realize it within 1 minute. Like, it's just so obvious. And it's like we're pattern recognition systems, but what happens is we start to spend less effort to understand the same patterns. So, like, especially with mixing music, there's this concept of, like, you want to come back with fresh ears. Like, you never want to mix a song in one session. And the reason for that is, like, your brain will start to hear the frequencies that are repeated not as well, right? So, like, it's trying to save processing power by not listening so hard to something it just listened to. And it's hard to realize that consciously, but that's why, like, you'll listen to a song that you've heard 1,000 times in a different context after a different day, and it's just like, it not only feels different, but it actually sounds different, and it's because you're actually hearing it different.
Totally.
All right, anybody else got any feedback, or else we can kind of brainstorm some ideas for next session, what we'd like to talk about.
Yeah, I'm down to brainstorm.
One thing, okay, yeah, so I just got a thought, so I'll share it. Like, one thing I'm thinking is, like, specific areas of personal growth, or, like, how we deal with challenges or something like that. Like, something along those lines. Just an idea. What other ideas do we have?
Can you repeat your idea again?
It's not like a solid idea, but it would be like talking about what is our greatest challenge and how we're trying to get over it, right? So I guess the theme could be like the greatest challenge, or surmounting the greatest challenge.
Okay. Well, I think go.
I was just gonna say, maybe we should find perhaps a common challenge and then go specific into that. I don't know.
I like that. Let's talk about some like challenges and stuff that we're working on right now. Alejandro, I know you got a lot of organizational challenges.
Yeah,
we all
well, I think like
sorry.
like that we got like one thing in common, and is that everyone is like trying to work on like their own projects, you know, like their own dreams and like a personal brand. So yeah, first I just want to give that feedback about like the I think that there's like a common frequency that is like connecting us, you know. And that frequency is like spend time building like the personal brand, the personal project, and that. And about the challenges for me now, it's like make good ads and good campaigns to in order to get sales, like sell tickets, like more tickets for the concerts. Because with a good preventa, I don't know how, like pre-sale, it's better because we can like pay to the artists and pay like the production of the event. So that's my biggest challenge now.
Ads are always the challenge. Yeah, so I think that's a great idea. Like I was just looking for what we wrote a long time ago, as far as like potential ideas. I think that we are all doing some sort of a personal branding thing. I would be happy to jump back to a topic similar to that. Perhaps something along the lines of like strategizing a personal brand. We could even do so specific as advertising. That's something I would love to talk about, not only to share but to learn. Alejandra, as you know more than anybody else, like I've been a nut for ads ever since the whole Skillshare stop paying me thing. And I've had to sort of rely on ads and selling products myself to make money. So if that's something that interests us all, we could do that, or we could zoom out and do a less specific topic.
I think that's great. I like the challenges thing as well. And the thing I was thinking of, which after I don't want to go with after, but I would still say it. But I think like a challenge for all of us being creators in our own right in different ways is like knowing when something is ready for market and complete, right? Like, is it done? It's sometimes it seems like I should still do more or change it or blah blah blah, and it's like is a challenge for me. But I really like the marketing thing. That's one of my huge weaknesses is advertisement and weakness and putting myself out there. So I don't know how much I could contribute, but I'd love to learn a lot in that one. So
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm down with that. Curly, what do you think about marketing, ads, slash one of the other things, slash your own ideas for next week?
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Regarding ads, I'm not doing it or planning to do any ads at the moment. But what I am, what I think uh, the challenge for me it's more like finding the places where to find my audience, and so I can speak, to them, and that's I think, and finding the language. How can I talk to this audience and get understood, and get to resonate with these people. I think for me that's very it's it requires a lot of copywriting and a lot of market research and testing platforms where to find these people. So yeah, for me would be something like that. But yeah, I'll be more than happy to hear about what your knowledge about ads and what you've been, getting out of it, because it sounds like it's working. Yeah.
Well, so what we'll do is we'll do marketing. Marketing,
Yeah.
what is it? Product, price, place, and positioning. So like that's part of that is the place, and that's about like finding where your market is.
Yeah.
And then that way it's not specifically ad targeted, but I'm happy to share, I guess, my limited knowledge, which makes me think I'm knowledgeable about ads just because I haven't done it for my whole life. And then I recently did it and I've been getting super cheap ads. My problem is I just don't enjoy it, so I don't want to do it, so I don't. Like I'm not running into ads right now.
Exactly. I don't join either.
So
That's the thing. I bought a book when I was in London. I bought a book of this guy, this market guru. It's like the book. It's called "Sell Like Crazy," and then and I started reading. It's like huge. It was huge. So I started reading it, and throughout the things, like obviously there's a lot of stuff that's very related to this mindset of just making money, and that's sort of like, okay, it throws me off, because it's like, ooh, it's just really, I don't know. Ugh. And then, but yeah, I kept reading it with the purpose of finding these good things, and then this stuff that I personally would like to adapt. And I did find some stuff, and I didn't finish the book, but and I did test some of their copywriting things, and stuff like that, and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right, and then I didn't get any results as well. I tested many different ones, and it didn't work. And I was like, yeah, it's obviously the purpose of this book was to find an automated way of generating income, and by just sitting on and just changes in certain stuff, but then making really automatic and things like that. And that's great. I mean, it's for some people it's amazing, and it's allowing them to live and pay for other dreams and stuff like that. And that's great. I'm good with that. It's just, for me, it's like sometimes I feel like it's just it's finding the channel in a way that you can communicate certain things and attract people because you wanted to help, and then you wanted to do this not just because of the money, so it is finding a middle point between your own, or in this case my own values, and what marketing goal is in general, why they teach you in these conferences, what all these people are paying lots of money to go into these seminars, because I did study a bit of that. I didn't specialize in marketing, but I was really surrounded by this mindset. So for me, it's finding the middle, and then in a healthy way finding my own language, and how to attract these people, because I've seen it works. I have this friend that she constantly start posting and different stuff relating to astrology and things like that. And just this year, like, not, I think 2 months ago, she went viral with just one of her clips, because for a while she was stuck in like 2,000 followers and stuff like that, because I always follow her stuff because it was very valuable for me. But then all of a sudden, she did a reel saying, "Oh, I went viral yesterday, la la la." And I think that the key for her, because I saw her journey, was consistency and really doing it, sharing what she was also along her process, and obviously had a lot of work on reading other stuff, and she was aware of what are the transit of the planets, and all this obviously work that's behind doing this content. But I don't know, she just, in Humbara now she has over 20,000 followers in like 2 or 3 days, like skyrocket. And then now it's just like, it just sort of, and I'd never seen that she tried, these sketchy things, and she never put ads or anything like that. So it's like, it's crazy, at the end it's just, I don't know what to say. But it's a way of finding what works at the end for you and what it feels right for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think like that thing about like feeling right, that's something I've struggled with. And like I feel with Aquarius Academy, I was so wrapped up in my ego or wrapped up in my idea of what it takes to be somebody who's like I don't even know the word, but like I just wanted to give things for free. And then when it came time to like, okay, I want to switch to a paid model, it was just weird and it just didn't feel good. So what happened is I created this AI business and then all of those things went out the window. It's like I'll get as selly as I want to get, but it was like bad. Like I was like way too like this product is gonna, you can do anything. Like it was too much. But during that process, I've learned also through the experience of watching it happen is like I got my audience. I have like more than 4,000, close to 5,000 people on Gumroad, and I got that audience by giving them freebies, right? So like, and I advertised it, I did advertise the freebies, but basically like giving things away. There's a guy, Gary V, he talks about like I think it's like the 1, 2, 3 hook or something. And that's where like jab, 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 hook. And like the jab is like you're just continually giving free content. You're continually giving good things without any ask, without asking anything in return. And then finally you say, okay, well, I just gave you all this other stuff, but here's something hidden that solves some big problem. And you can get it through this particular hoop you have to jump through. So anyway, I'm super down to do like selling and marketing. I've also like next time I'll share like this. I've been studying like YouTube Shorts and how to go viral with YouTube Shorts. And I climbed this volcano, and my whole thing was like, because I watched this video about like how to do the perfect YouTube short like right before I did the volcano. So like I filmed all these videos climbing the volcano to make like this perfect short, and then like I just haven't done it. So like I need that motivation as well to finish that video.
Yeah, I would like to hear about that because I'm also planning to if my stuff is not working on Instagram and I'm also trying on Reddit, I'm gonna start with my next step is like testing the results on YouTube, especially with shorts and stuff like that. So that'll be really, really helpful. That's for sure. And yeah, do it so we can know the results.
Yeah, I will. I have all the videos in the editor because like the thing is I was going to hire somebody on like Fiverr because like and also I have a friend who has a video editor. But these people are like specialized in like TikTok. Like they're specialized in like, okay, I know exactly what to do, to make it a YouTube short. So it's not just like it is a specialty thing. But then I was like, I'm gonna spend more time like talking to this guy and trying to explain. And then I have like an hour of videos of like just walking up through the jungle with a machete. Like, oh man, it was wild. So anyway, I think without any objectives, we will do marketing as the main theme, and then advertising is a part of marketing. I probably will talk a little bit about like sort of my secrets. Like I've gotten more than 1 million views for $4 on my music ad. So like that's just ridiculously cheap. So like yeah, like 1 million people have seen at least seen my face and know I make music, even if they didn't download my music. So anyway, I'm rambling again, but I think that pause for objections. Okay, sold. We will do marketing next month, or next week. I apologize. And then
next month or so.
we'll talk about it next week, and we'll be doing it all next month and probably for the rest of our lives, unfortunately. Why can't I just be myself and the universe sends me money? Oh man, that's okay. So yeah, good to go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna book a session with my friend. And in the side ask her about what she did. I mean, because it was consistency, but I don't know. Maybe she's just like, there is something else beside.
So
Probably.
I'll tell you the formula real quick and I'll talk about it more tomorrow, but it's like number one, hook, number two, foreshadowing, and then you follow with but so, and then the resolution, but the resolution has to be really short. So what that means is you hook somebody. So like, for example, this lady's like, my mom has never had a birthday gift. You know, it was just something ridiculous like that. And like, so I'm gonna get her the best birthday gift ever, right? So that's the foreshadowing, is she's gonna get her a birthday gift. But I only have $5, right? So that's like the O. And then you do, so I went to the Dollar Tree. And then there's another, but they didn't have this thing or whatever. And then so I did this. And then there has to be at the end, I forgot to say, like a little twist. Like in this video I'm referencing, the twist was she gave her mom the present and it had a picture on top and the picture fell and broke, right? So that was like the twist. That was like, oh, yeah, you know. So all of those elements together, if you think about it, it's just like the storytelling aspect of the thing. So, okay, I don't know why I'm trying to do this at the end. This is all for tomorrow or for next week. But next week, I'll talk more about like how you really can nail this. Even though I've never done it, I just watched a YouTube video, but it makes total sense because like we are humans and humans respond to stories.
That's exactly like what marketers do, you know.
I will. Yeah, I don't know anything about this, but I watched a YouTube video. Give me 5 minutes, and I'm gonna change your life.
And I promise you, this is gonna work. What I found, another thing that I found, that there was this dude saying that another method is like, you do something for free, but this free thing has to have effective results. Really, like it solves a problem that it gives in, I don't know, in the first time of trying, you make sure that this giving a result, right? So people are like, oh, it's working. So I want to know more, and then they go for you, and then just upsell them something else, right? That's another one, but I don't know. I haven't tested it.
Yeah, no,
So
solving a very specific problem, and like that's was my AI business. Is like my product was 100 programming prompts. Like the problem is, and it's something you take it, it's so quick. You throw it in there, you can see like instantly that it's working. So yeah, like solving people's problems. Anyway, I'm obviously excited about this topic and just want to throw it in, but we are at the end of our 1 hour and 20-minute meeting time. It's been wonderful, guys. Thank you so much for sharing this. My big takeaway is I'm going to get a better look at Asana because I've heard it so many times that I want to do it again. I'm also going to work on prioritizing my daily list, which is something, Joe, that I do not do. Also, I want to reshare that tip that you had about like, if it's something that's 30 seconds, just do it, right? And I think that not only is that practically a good advice, but also I can see that it shows your mind that like you just got something done. And then whenever your mind thinks I just got something done, it's also going to continue to get things done. So thank you all for coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Any final words, goodbyes, questions and things like that, and then we'll do our double A.
No, just want to say thanks, and I'm grateful, and I appreciate all of you.
All right, and Space Wrangler, if you want to stay on after we do the thing, and after I stop the recording, I can talk to you about, we can go over that MSIG some more if you want.
Oh.
All right, guys, let's do weird noises and gang signs. Yeah.